So, as Jet fans, I think most of us that are paying attention have come to the realization that Carl Lawson and Corey Davis are most likely going to be cap casualties. We're not going to see their option years picked up. And it's a shame because both of them reasonable deals they are. I mean, people might be looking for one statistic for each of them and thinking, oh, how could you say that? Well, Carl Lawson, you might not like the sack total, but coming back from Achilles, he's gotten more sacks than really I think he's had since in a few years, like second career high or tied with his career high. But more importantly, tons of quarterback pressures, lots of disruption, leader on the field, and he it's very typical for a player to take more than 1 year to fully come back from an Achilles injury. So there's a good chance he's going to take yet another step up. And his contract is not that bad, to be honest with you. 12, 13 million for an edge. It's not that bad. But, and this is a big but, we got screwed. Our number 2 overall pick in the draft on a quarterback busted on us. So here we are in a situation where suddenly the entire plan alters, and now we have to spend $30 to $40 million a year on a quarterback, and that screws up everything, making the retention of Carl Lawson very difficult. Now, he might be willing to restructure. There might be a way to do that, so I'm not giving up complete hope, but he looks like he's going to be a cap casualty. Corey Davis fans I know are not as unhappy about. They're fine, let him go. But here's the kind of thing you have to think about when you let and you don't pick up the option of a Corey Davis. You have to think about who's going to replace him. So, when he was healthy, the problem is he couldn't stay on the field. When he was healthy, some drop passes, we didn't like that, but also he was an important target in multiple games and a lot of our wins. And he was a big body target that made a lot of big plays. So some people think it's Denzel Mims' turn to step up. Some people want to turn to the draft, but we have other needs. So are you going to get a plug-and-play wide receiver in the 3rd and 4th rounds? We don't have a lot of money to go shopping for a wide receiver. And again, Corey Davis, for as disappointing as he may have been for some of us are disappointed. At the same time, he's not expensive in a very expensive, overpriced wide receiver market. $12.5, $13 million for a wide receiver is actually not ridiculous. You don't have to be a WR1 to justify or demand that kind of money. So it's not the greatest thing in the world mainly because we're lacking the replacements. That's the problem. Now, with Carl Lawson, we can kind of cover it up a little bit. We have a lot of young guys. Obviously, we need to retain Huff. That's key. And if you have Huff, Clemens, Jermaine Johnson, JFM, you have a number of edges. You have a number of guys that play on the outside. So it's at least doable to move forward. Whereas wide receiver, I love Elijah Moore and I believe in him, but at the same time, it's 2 years now and there's not a lot of production. So you have to start wondering, was it Mike LaFleur? Was it bad quarterback play? Was it completely a bad passing offense? Or is he a guy that's just going to get 600-700 yards receiving throughout his career? We don't know 100%. He's not proven. He looks like he's always open. I would imagine on a good offense, he'd be good. But when you say Garrett Wilson, true number 1, and you think Elijah Moore in the slot, I'm worried about who's playing on the opposite side. So these are just a couple of guys that we might see go. There's another 3rd Jet player that we can also see go, and that's Whitehead. Whitehead, when we signed him, was super exciting signing. We all celebrated and cheered, but he had a very disappointing year. He was very inconsistent, missed a lot of tackles, and was just horrendous in pass defense. I mean, could not be relied upon. He is not versatile at all. He's an in-the-box safety only, and when you're an in-the-box safety only, you better make all your tackles, and he did not. So he can go. $10 million salary. We save $7 million if we cut him. We still have to pay a $3 million dead cap. That stinks, but it's not the end of the world. It's not horrendous. So that's a possibility. We might see him go. He could go post-June. That might spread out that $3 million dead cap hit and make it not so bad at all. So that's another possibility, another direction we might go in clearing cap space, but expect some casualties. Expect this to happen. Don't expect Connor McGovern to be a New York Jet. We can't afford him. We're also going to have trouble paying a couple of other guys as well. Sheldon Rankins won't be easy to re-sign. There's going to be some hits because of this quarterback situation. So look out for that. But in JD, we trust. Hey, if you like the video, then hit the like button. It really, really helps. Also, if you hit that bald guy right there, you could subscribe to the channel and get more content like this, or hit this video and hit this video, not or, and hit this video and watch another video if you have time. In the meantime, go Jets.